so you're going to get a paper this size. This is the image that I'm gonna do. So I know that I am probably going to need to cut this here. Okay, so if we need to trim down your paper because it doesn't fit the orientation that you're wanting, I can trim it down. But I just don't want these small images, okay? I want them pretty big, but this is the size you're starting out with initially. And then I'm going, it's kind of horizontal, it's definitely more like a square. But again, if you were to choose an animal that needs to be vertical, you would do it vertically. And then you're just gonna start drawing it out. Again, with proportions, you're definitely going to probably erase and fix and erase and fix, as always. Interesting, I chose a golden retriever. Just like a fat head. Okay, and so I'm just kind of, some people what they like to do, and if you want to do this, be my guest. I'm not going to be that person, but they like to kind of label where certain colors are going to go. If you're more of a planner and you want to do that, you can. But you really need to pay attention to, okay, so like I'm doing this eyebrow here, and that would be kind of a tannish, brownish orange. And then we're getting into more of a blondish, whitish color. So those are the things that are going to make your animal, not just, oh, the whole animal is blonde, let's say. No, we've got some shadows in here, highlights in here. So make sure that you would do that with your animal, just like on this one. When it changed to yellow, I did yellows and oranges and blues and so on. When I go and do these greens, I'm not gonna just do this whole section one color of green. I would add dark greens, light greens, yellows, even maybe some blacks, as well as for the flowers, some violets and pinks. So have a variety for sure. Okay, that can come out more. And also, I'm not really concerned about messing up on the drawing because I'm just going to be able to glue right over the top. And that scoots over more. So even I, as the art teacher, and I say this all the time, I have to erase and fix and erase and fix. So I expect you to have to do the same until you get it right. There's another shadow. Typically like to have things drawn before you get here, but today was not one of those days. Darker area, lighter area. Big forehead. Going to at least get this nose in so I can at least start with what the project is. Okay, so there we go. I'm just gonna start. I know it's not done. I don't want to waste your guys' time and draw the entire thing. We would be here all class period. Okay, so you're each gonna grab, I would grab like 1, 2 different types, okay? Don't grab all of the same. So let's say you start out with 3 magazines. All right, and I'm just going to, I need some browns and pinks for this nose. So let me try to look for that. And you can use the front, the back cover, don't be afraid. I'm definitely gonna use some of this back here. I'm trying to stay away from letters as much as possible, but you're going to have some letters, just so you know, so. But I would probably not use like any of that because I don't want that in the fur, but I might use this, you see. And you'll store, like, let's say you know later on, like, let's see, kind of cool. Oh, here's definitely some browns I could use for the nose. Here's some greens that I could use for the grass. But I'm not doing the grass right now, but I'm just gonna put this to the side and maybe tomorrow I'll use it again. So if you see a color you know you're gonna need, just rip it out and take it. These are kind of small magazines, so you're gonna be, oh, here's some from the space that I could use for the fur. There's that, I don't really want that for the time. Oh, that's really good for right here. I'm just gonna take this whole thing. I'll probably use some of that. Okay, let me just start with that nose. All right, nostrils being the darkest, so here I am gonna take these little pieces. And this is, now we're getting into the time-consuming part. So you need to tear it to fit into what you've drawn. So there we go. And then I always take my glue stick. You really don't need a lot of glue. You just kind of dab it and then stick it in there. Okay. And then rounding it for that nostril. And sort of kind of like acrylic paint, so like if I don't want this edge to be quite pointy, I can just, like if this were to be dry paint, I can come in on that edge and just crispen it up. Okay, then I'm gonna bring some of this. This is gonna get messy. Onto the tip of the nose here. Maybe. See, like I just like hold it up. That's definitely not the color. This could be the right here a little bit. Right here. And we got that pretty close right there. So what would be a dumb decision is to just stick a whole color here. No, you're trying to make it fit with the colors of your animal, so don't be dumb. Okay. I'm still making sure that that nostril is the darkest part. So I probably got too dark right there. Going to divide it. And I would choose an animal like you're interested in, okay? There's kind of a highlight underneath that nostril as well, so I'm gonna need to do that. Also, people sometimes are doing this and they're really perfectionist, and they're like, oh, I hate that you can see the white tears. Like every time you tear, you see a white tear. And that's part of a torn paper or magazine collage, is that's the effect you're gonna get. If we wanted this to be smooth and perfect, we'd be doing a painting. So you want to be able to tell that it's a collage. So don't freak out when you see those white tears in between each of your pieces. And surely let them overlap. Don't feel like you can't. That'll just make it stronger. So on my one that is done, where'd that go? Oh. So this is pretty thick because now it's the base layer, which is this, and then magazine added. So you can just like hear that thickness. That's what I mean by having it all the same thickness as far as covering your entire paper with magazine. Again, if you need a section to be cut, I will cut it for you. Any questions?